Hey everybody, I'm here in the heart of New York City, Manhattan, and this is the city of discipline, willpower, work ethic. Well, for some, I see some people slack off here too, but point being, today I want to share with you a tip on improving your self-discipline and willpower so you can get more done and achieve more, whether you're in school, whether you're at work, or whether you're trying to achieve success in your life. Today we have a scientific study from probably the best book on willpower out there by Roy Baumeister titled Willpower. And if you're not convinced that willpower kind of runs the world in a sense, I think a lot of the first portion of the book will help convince you, because essentially like points to all these studies saying that the people with higher discipline, willpower, as they followed these people across their entire lives, starting as children all the way to adulthood, these types of people end up earning more, having better relationships, getting more raises, basically a lot of things, feeling happier, just achieving a higher level of success. Now, a lot of studies seem to claim that for a good amount of things, like happiness, happy people earn more, are more successful, and so forth, according to a few books on happiness, like the Happiness Advantage. But whether they're all true or not, I think this willpower one definitely has some obvious implications. So how actually do you get better at willpower? Well, first, let me introduce one of the studies in the book. So they took these groups of students, and each group had to do a different thing. Of course, there's the control where nothing changed. And they tested each of these students and told them to do different things for 2 weeks. And then they tested them before and after to see if they improved their willpower. How did they measure willpower? In this experiment, they used a hand grip, like forearm hand grip strength exercise, which is usually something where you have to just pinch something really hard until you can't anymore, and then you let go. So some type of hand grip device. Anyhow, the first group of students, and let's follow along, leave a comment, let me know which one you think succeeded in improving their willpower. We did this exercise with a different scientific study before, and a lot of people got it wrong, so it's kind of fun. Leave your guesses below in the comments. It helps this channel grow. But the first student group, they were told, I want you to measure your willpower by trying to fix your posture every day. Every day you notice that your posture is slouching, fix it. Get upright and log it. So that was the first student group. The second group were told about just to log their food habits, log and track their food habits, and hopefully that'll help them get a sense of what they're eating, what they're not eating. And this one was more so aimed towards the hypothesis that maybe by tracking all this stuff it depletes willpower, and so that's the second group. Now the third group of people, they were told to basically regulate their emotions in a positive way. So each time, every day that they were feeling down or unhappy or unpleasant to a little bit, they were told, switch up your emotions and feel more positive. Put yourself into a more positive vibe. So, which student group do you think succeeded? Leave your comments below. It'll be fun. It helps the channel grow as well. Okay, pause the video, leave your comments below. Now let's continue. So, the scientists were actually so convinced that the third group was successful, and given their limited resources and budget, they actually doubled the sample size of the third group, because that would be most statistically significant, assuming the third group won. But turns out it did not. In fact, it had no effect whatsoever. And I think the conclusion coming out of it was that regulating your emotions is not really something that's within your control. You can't really tell yourself to be happier or get angry. It's almost involuntary to an extent, or at least it doesn't employ willpower or discipline. So they found no effect with that. The group that had the most noticeable effect by far was actually the first group. And the first group, just to remind you again, that was the group that basically was told to fix their posture, do something that they weren't doing before that took energy and willpower. Now, how did willpower get affected by this? Long story short, it wasn't the strength of their willpower, but the endurance of their willpower. So they actually tested willpower in two ways, by their pure strength as well as their endurance. So they tested it after these 2 weeks, and in the first group, while the strength of their hand machine test did not change, the endurance that they held that noticeably increased. So the book is suggesting that therefore you should start trying to do things that improve your willpower through habits, behaviors that you haven't been doing before, that kind of engage your mind to continue to do something extra that you haven't each day. So they suggested basically using your left hand more often to write, to brush your teeth, and so forth if you're right-handed, and vice versa, which will hopefully increase your willpower and increase that discipline through new habits and neural wiring. Now, I tried that out. I don't know if it really helped. Yeah, I got a lot better over the months of brushing my teeth with my left hand. Like, it was significant improvements, but I don't know if it really had a willpower effect. I didn't really measure my willpower. But I wouldn't say my willpower is like noticeably better in any way. I would say sometimes I still stay up a little later than I should at night, but I guess slightly less. So I don't know if they're drawing conclusions that are too far off, but nonetheless, I think it's very interesting. And I think at the least we can stick to the one thing that they know has shown to prove willpower endurance, which is keep checking your posture, keep sitting upright, pay more attention to that, and you never know, that might help improve all sorts of other areas of your life associated with willpower. Going to the gym, doing more homework, studying every day, fitness, personal finance, and all of that. Enjoy.